I spent 3 months in the wilderness bow hunting. Here's the story. I was living with a friend of mine during the summer. Shout out Mormon family. And I was telling my friend how I tried this carnivore diet where I only ate meat for a month. And curiosity struck, and we went and bought a bunch of steak. I forget which one of us had the idea, but we were both thinking if we hunt our own food, then the quality of meat can only be better. Like the energy that we can get from that can only be 10 times better. Fast forward a little bit, I go to my sister's wedding in Utah where I run into my aunts from Missouri. One of them was married to a lifelong hunter, and she told me that he was in Colorado at that time hunting elk. And so she told me that I could come and stay with them and learn how to hunt with them. After the wedding was over, I went back to Georgia, packed all my things, and drove to Springfield, Missouri. I had no idea what to expect or what I had just gotten myself into. My uncle is no joke. This man takes hunting more serious than anybody I know. The day that I got there, he already had me shooting a bow, climbing 15, 20 something feet up in the air. Like, I thought that this man was crazy, and I had no idea what I had just gotten myself into. I thought that I was certainly gonna die, like fall out of a tree or stab myself with an arrow or something. I had no idea I was about to spend this much time in the woods alone, but I just said yes to what life was bringing me at that time and went with it. When I first started shooting the bow, I had no strength to be able to do that. It requires very, very specific muscles, and like my shoulder ached all the time. So eventually I had to start working out, and it got better over time.
Okay.
In our free time, we hung out with different realtors around Missouri and just talked about like real estate investing and cooking deer pretty much. Shout out Bowman. Time went on. I was still going out like 8+ hours a day, and eventually I got my first deer and then another. Being able to get a deer in your first season with a traditional bow is actually something that is very difficult to do. So I was very surprised with myself. I'll save the hunting stories for another video though. Number 1. Aim small, miss small. This basically means that the more you narrow your focus is the closer you're going to be able to hit the object that you're looking at. In life, if we're able to narrow our focuses, we have a much higher chance of succeeding. Number 2. Surround yourself with people who are better than you. When you're able to surround yourself by people who are better than you at the thing that you're doing, then you will learn exponentially faster. This was similar to Cirque in that aspect. When I started, it took me months to get good at very simple skills, but when I began teaching others, they were able to learn much faster than I ever could. Number 3. Be resilient, like a deer. Deer are possibly the most resilient creatures that I've ever come across. Deer can take multiple shots and keep going for months. The first deer I shot was hit in the gut and managed to jump not 1, but 3 fences. Life is going to hit. Be like a deer and stay resilient. Number 4. Nature is one of the greatest teachers that the world has to offer us. Everything is in balance in nature. The ebb and flow of life allows for chaos and innocence to intertwine, and it's beautifully perfect. Number 5. Humans are social creatures. Spending excessive amounts of time alone can lead to a number of brilliant insights, but it comes at a cost. I struggled for months reintegrating back into society. I just saw how peaceful it was outside and being alone, and how perfect everything was in nature, and I didn't want to return to the real world. However, it is our connections to others that makes life worth living. Conclusion: bow hunting is a way of life. Most people, when they think of hunting, they think of your stereotypical redneck driving around drunk in his truck shooting at anything he can see. However, for me, there's a very deep respect for these animals because I understand that we're one and the same. When I kill that animal, I'm killing a part of myself. The spirit of that animal is able to continue to live through me, though. This allows for humans to be able to sustain their lives, and for the animals' lives, I'm grateful. Thank you, Randy, for showing me this way of life.